And there's breaking news that's coming in. Former President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, to be conferred with the Bharat Ratna. This is the highest civilian award in the country for the distinguished services. Bharat Ratna announcement would be there by the government, and he was one of the front runners for this. Former President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, is now to be conferred with the Bharat Ratna. Aishwarya Kapoor, our political editor, joining us on the phone line. Aishwarya, what's the news? He's now going to be conferred with the Bharat Ratna.
Absolutely, Rhythm. As we speak, Pranab Mukherjee, Bhupen, Hazarika and Nanaji Deshmukh, these are the three names. Pranab Mukherjee has been given Bharat Ratna, the former president of India, and two others, that is Nanaji Deshmukh and Bhupen Hazarika, have been given this posthumously. So that is very, very important. Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award given by government of India, being given to former President Pranab Mukherjee. This shows that how significant his contribution has been to the Indian politics. Pranab Mukherjee has been given Bharat Ratna award, and then apart from him, there are two more names, Nanaji Deshmukh and Bhupen Hazarika. These are those two names who have been given Bharat Ratna posthumously, and so very, very clearly, Nanaji Deshmukh, Bhupen Hazarika and Pranab Mukherjee. These are those three names who have been given Bharat Ratna. Pranab Mukherjee is the most important name out of it. The former President of India, former Congress leader, former Finance Minister of India being given Bharat Ratna by a BJP government. So former President of India being given Bharat Ratna is the highest civilian order, the highest civilian order which can be given by government of India. Rhythm. Once again, Pranab Mukherjee, Bhupen Hazarika and Nanaji Deshmukh, out of which Nanaji Deshmukh and Bhupen Hazarika both are being given posthumously, while Pranab Mukherjee, the former president of India, is being awarded by this. So very clearly, government of India deciding upon understanding the sensitivities in matter, understanding his contribution, Rhythm, onto the Indian politics and the Indian political system. Pranab Mukherjee, irrespective of his allegiance with the Congress party, irrespective of him being one of the top leaders of the Congress party, he has been given Bharat Ratna by the BJP government. So the message which Prime Minister Modi is trying to give is very clear, that for him, it doesn't matter to which particular party you are allied to. For him, it doesn't matter to which particular party or to which particular ideology you belong to. For him, what matters is your contribution. And that's exactly which is clear by this decision, that Pranab Mukherjee has been given Bharat Ratna at this very point of time. And once again, giving you both the other names, Rhythm, Nanaji Deshmukh and Bhupen Hazarika. This shows the intent of this government. Once again, coming back to Pranab Mukherjee, Rhythm, this shows the intent of this government, that for them it doesn't matter that Pranab Mukherjee was one of the top leaders of the Congress party. He still is. He still shares dais with Rahul Gandhi, with Sonia Gandhi, but irrespective of that, his contribution to Indian politics has been taken into consideration when government of India took that decision of giving Bharat Ratna to them. So very, very and clearly,
very crucial,
apart from Nanaji Deshmukh and Bhupen Hazarika, Rhythm, yes.
In fact, Aishwarya, the Rashtrapati Bhavan press communique just came at around 20 hours, and it said the president has been pleased to award the Bharat Ratna to the following people, that included Pranab Mukherjee. Like you rightly pointed out, he served as the 13th president of India from 2012 until 2017. In a political career that spanned for 5 decades, he's been a senior leader in the Congress party. He's taken them through twists and turns, all the time being there. And like you've also said, this is an award that's conferred on people, Aishwarya, for their exceptional service, contribution, performance of the highest order. It's the highest civilian award.
Well, absolutely, Rhythm. This is the highest civilian award which government of India can give, and that's exactly what they've done. Once again, understanding the contribution of Pranab Mukherjee. For more than 6 decades, he has been active in Indian politics, and as you said, he has also been the 13th president of India. But once again, the intent of this government, Rhythm, that is what is being said, because earlier there has been a lot of controversies on the names of Bharat Ratna awardees. But this time around, you see a BJP government giving a former topmost Congress leader and the former president of India as Bharat Ratna. So this basically ends that politics in awarding Bharat Ratna. It doesn't matter to which ideology you belong to. It doesn't matter to which particular party you are attached to. What matters is your contribution. What matters is what you have done for India. What matters is what you have achieved. And Pranab Mukherjee is a leader par excellence. There is no doubt about it. Pranab Mukherjee, over 6 decades in Indian politics, has done which very few leaders after independent India have been able to achieve. Yes, he has been respected by the Prime Minister. There is no doubt about it. He was one of the two leaders, even when Narendra Modi was Chief Minister of Gujarat. He was one of those two leaders, Rhythm, who were given the status of state guest. So he has always maintained good rapport with the Prime Minister.
Absolutely.
But despite that he's been a senior Congress leader, despite that he was closest to the Gandhi family, despite that he was a former finance minister, the former President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, has been awarded the highest civilian order only and only because of his contribution, the extensive contribution he has given to Indian politics, the positivities which he has brought to the Indian system. That is the reason why Prime Minister Modi has given this highest order.
Yes, that's true. And Aishwarya, stay on with us as we're breaking down this news, because this is so crucial that Pranab Mukherjee has now been given the award. Like you said, also the fact that there are insights into how the government has given an award to the 13th President of India now. And also the other two names that have also been revealed now. Nanaji Deshmukh, also known, he was a social activist from India, worked in the fields of education, health and rural self-reliance. And also, of course, Bhupen Hazarika. He was an Indian playback singer, lyricist, musician, singer, poet and filmmaker from Assam. And his songs have been sung mainly in the Assamese language. He's also been given the Bharat Ratna. Crucial to point out here, Aishwarya, that these are the highest civilian awards and they are not being politicized.
Well, absolutely, Rhythm. And this shows the very intent and what message does the present political dispensation wants to give. Pranab Mukherjee, the former 13th President of India, the man who started from a very small town of Bengal and became the President of India, that is the message, that you come from a humble background, you achieve, and then you're honored. That is why this, and you have the Prime Minister tweeting it. Rhythm, let's just break this. You have the Prime Minister tweeting, Pranab Da is an outstanding statesman of our times. He has served as the President of India, and I am quoting from the Prime Minister's Twitter handle, Pranab Da is an outstanding statesman of our time. He has served the nation selflessly and tirelessly for decades, leaving a strong imprint on the nation's growth trajectory. His wisdom and intellect have few parallels. Delighted that he has been conferred the Bharat Ratna. So the Prime Minister has just reacted. The Prime Minister has tweeted on all the three, on all the awardees. The Prime Minister has tweeted it, and I have just read out, Pranab Da is an outstanding statesman of our times. He has served the nation selflessly and tirelessly for decades, leaving a strong imprint on the nation's growth trajectory. His wisdom and intellect have few parallels. Delighted that he has been conferred the Bharat Ratna. Not one word about his political allegiance to the Congress party. This shows the very intent.
That's right.
That what positive, he is ending the controversy on the issue of Bharat Ratna. For him, it doesn't matter your allegiance. For what Prime Minister Modi, by conferring Bharat Ratna to Pranab Mukherjee, Rhythm, the message is very clear. End politics and give those people who really deserve. Pranab Da comes from a very, very humble background. Everyone knows
He's
that.
also, in fact, there are two tweets that come in from the Prime Minister. Like, as you're saying, Aishwarya, this is the first one, and the second one is also where he's saying, the songs and music of Shri Bhupen Hazarika are admired by people across generations. From them radiates the message of justice, harmony and brotherhood. He popularized India's musical traditions globally. Happy that the Bharat Ratna has been conferred on Bhupen Da. Narendra Modi here making a very strong statement. It's the big message of the Modi government. He also now tweets about Nanaji Deshmukh's stellar contribution, and this is what he writes about Nanaji Deshmukh. He says, Nanaji Deshmukh's stellar contribution towards rural development showed the way for a new paradigm of empowering those living in our villages. He personifies humility, compassion and service to the downtrodden. He's a Bharat Ratna in the truest sense. And then the tweet that Aishwarya, our political editor, was breaking down for us. The Prime Minister has now tweeted Pranab Da is an outstanding statesman of our times. He served the nation selflessly and tirelessly for decades, leaving a strong imprint on the nation's growth trajectory. Aishwarya, very clearly a big message coming in from the Modi government, as also, like you said, it's time for them to end the politics.
Well, absolutely, Rhythm. At this very point of time, Prime Minister, once again, by giving this, is sending a message loud and clear that for him, what matters is what you've achieved. For him, what matters is what you've done in your life and not to which particular political party you belongs to. What he's ending is parties in politics. What he's ending is this controversy regarding award, Rhythm, and that is why we are once again repeating that despite Pranab Mukherjee's allegiance to the Congress party, Prime Minister deciding to confer the highest civilian award to him is sending a message to everyone, and to specifically to all of those people who have been raising questions on them. And then, apart from him, two more senior and very highly decorated individuals being given this being basically conferred with this highest civilian award is also a message. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeting and mentioning that he himself respects Pranab Mukherjee. He himself understands that why exactly Pranab Mukherjee has been given this Bharat Ratna. So very, very clearly, Rhythm, that's how important this is.
Very, very clearly, Rhythm, that's how important this is.
Absolutely, and this is the government's big message, Aishwarya. It's a government message that's clearly saying we're going to be honoring the highest civilian awards. And like you've said, this is exactly what the Bharat Ratna is all about. It's about contribution. It's about conferring on people in recognition of their exceptional service, contribution, performance of the highest order without distinction of race and occupation.
It's about people who come
this
from humble
release by the
backgrounds.
Rashtrapati Bhavan at 20:20 hours came when the press communique came and the president has been pleased to award Bharat Ratna to the following people: Shri Nanaji Deshmukh, Dr. Bhupen Hazarika and Shri Pranab Mukherjee. The tweets of the Prime Minister are on our screen that are clearly stating, Aishwarya, and talking about the imprint that Pranab Mukherjee and others have left on the nation.
Absolutely, Rhythm, and that is why we have been saying that this is a big, big message. It is very seldom that you see, specifically in Indian politics, this kind of selfless decision being taken in. Whether it's been Congress or whether it's been the other political parties, whomsoever they choose as to confer this highest civilian awards, you always see some kind of the controversy or the other. But this time around, Prime Minister Modi taking that plunge to end that parties in politics, taking that plunge to end this controversy regarding Bharat Ratna and very correctly so, choosing the right candidate for Pranab Da, as he fondly calls him, Pranab Mukherjee, the former president of India, the man who has been associated with Congress party all through his life, the man who was the finance minister under Indira Gandhi, the man who was the finance minister under Manmohan Singh. So that's how long his political tenure has been. That is his contribution to the Indian political system and to the Indian politics. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi exactly understands, and Prime Minister has said earlier as well, that his respect for Pranab Mukherjee is unmatchable. And he has once again showed this by conferring the highest civilian award for Pranab Mukherjee, the former president of India. And then once again, it is very, very seldom that you see such kind of acts. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has done it by conferring Bharat Ratna onto Pranab Mukherjee. It's a message which is being sent out to all political parties across party lines. And it is not only in India, but also overseas, that when you talk about such... Yes.
And Aishwarya, so crucial that the Bharat Ratna has also been given the highest civilian award to Bhupen Hazarika. And I've been looking and reading about him. He was the Indian playback singer, lyricist. We've all heard the songs by him, the poet and filmmaker from Assam. He was called Sudakantha. His songs were sung mainly in the Assamese language, but they were marked by humanity and the universal language. The message of the government is clear. We are all for humanity. We're all for the universal brotherhood. The kind of nominations that came in this time and these words. So even as Sudakanta, whom as Bhupen Hazarika's very closely been called, his songs were based on the themes of communal amity, universal justice and empathy. They became popular among the people of Assam. That's how these awards are chosen. Let's also tell our viewers a bit about the other nominations and the other choices for the Bharat Ratna this time around. Nanaji Deshmukh, of course, he was a social activist from India. He worked in the fields of education, health and rural self-reliance. He was honoured earlier with the Padma Vibhushan by the government of India and a leader of the Bharatiya Janasangh and also a member of the Rajya Sabha. So across board, Aishwarya, what we are seeing is it's universal brotherhood, humanity, and the highest civilian of award is being given to those people who've been exemplary and who've really made sure India's name shines forward. We shall go to him, but very clearly today, after the Rashtrapati Bhavan's press release, viewers, the Prime Minister also going ahead and tweeting about it. He tweets individually about all three people who've been given the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award of the government. He starts talking first about, he talks about Pranab Da, where he says he's an outstanding statesman of our time. He served the nation selflessly and tirelessly for decades. The theme across all the three people who've been chosen this time, whether it's Pranab Da, whether it's Sri Bhupen Hazarika, whether it's Nanaji Deshmukh, it's the work that they've done to empower people. Whether it's Nanaji Deshmukh, whose contribution towards rural development has been known. Now, and the Prime Minister writes it was a new paradigm of empowering those living in villages. He writes for the songs and music of Sri Bhupen Hazarika. He was admired by people across generations and he radiated the message of justice, harmony and brotherhood. I'm going to go across to our political editor Aishwarya to throw perspective on Bharat Ratna being awarded to Pranab Mukherjee. Aishwarya, very clearly the Prime Minister writes he served the nation selflessly and tirelessly for decades.
Right. Absolutely, Rhythm. And as we have been saying, this is a message which the Prime Minister is sending out to each and everyone. And it's not only nationally, but then internationally. Because for the first time, you have Prime Minister and the present political dispensation, Rhythm, choosing the candidates on what they have achieved,
right,
and not to which party they are allied to or not to which ideology they are attached to. And that is important. Yes. Prime Minister Modi, by choosing Pranab Da and by choosing the others to have sent this message out, that what you've achieved in your respective fields, that is important. Yes, Rhythm.
Yeah, please do continue, Aishwarya, as the real heroes of India have been honoured by the government.
Absolutely, Rhythm. And as we were saying, Pranab Mukherjee, Nanaji Deshmukh and, yes, Bhupen Hazarika, Nanaji Deshmukh and Pranab Mukherjee, all three stalwarts in their respective.
The 13th President of India, right prior to Ramnath Kovind, the man who is still very, very politically active, the man who still shares dais with several political parties, the man who has not always agreed to the ideology of the BJP, the man who has not always said yes to whatever the present political dispensation has said. Despite that, the present government has kept a large heart and has taken into consideration what this man has achieved in the last 6 to 6.5 decades of his life. The man who came from a small town of West Bengal
All right, let me also
and became
go
the President of India,
Aishwarya, to
has
Majid
achieved a
Memon,
lot,
who's joining us on the phone line on this news. Majid Memon, the BJP government honours the real heroes of India. They keep politics aside.
Well, on behalf of my party and my leader, Sharad Pawar, first I would compliment and congratulate Pranab Da for this honor that he richly deserves. As a matter of fact, he has contributed a great deal and has been a politician of great value. He has done a great service to the country in different capacities as finance minister, as President of India, and even otherwise. He has been a very soft-spoken, and we have never seen him losing his temper, even if he was having some bad patch for some time. I think the government has done justice to him, but the only thing is that now that the elections are due, that probably the government is trying to please some people, and particularly those who are
Oh, come on, Majid Memon. Majid Memon, I'll come across to you on that, but let's also go across to former Delhi Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit, who's joining us on the phone line. Ma'am, Pranab Mukherjee being honoured by the government, politics aside, is the clear message that's coming out here.
Well, it's very, and heartiest congratulations to Pranab da, and it's a well-deserved one. That's all I can say.
Yes, ma'am. Also, others have been, others have been bestowed the honour. But Pranab Mukherjee, the Prime Minister, also writes, has for decades served selflessly. He said he's been an outstanding statesman of our times. Right, we shall go back to our guests who join us. But viewers, the big breaking news that's coming in on the news today, that India's real heroes have been honoured by the government. The clear message: it's time to keep politics aside. Back after a short break. Stay on with India's #1 news channel network, Republic TV.